Hi, Transport, this is Carolyn speaking.
Oh, good afternoon, Carolyn. This is Paul Stevens, Logistics Manager speaking. How are you?
Oh, hi Paul. Look, I'm okay, but really busy. Since the acquisition of OLTL, my workload has been crazy. But I have to say I'm actually enjoying the challenge. But anyway, how are you?
I'm very good, flat out like a lizard drinking, as they say. Yes, I understand your workload has increased. The OLTL acquisition has been challenging for everyone involved. How are things on the resources front? Do you need any more help?
Look, things have finally started to settle down a bit since Willie granted my request for more staff. And by the way, thank you again for going into bat for me with that request. I really appreciated it a lot. But, I'm still finding that there are skills lacking. They're actually a drain on my valuable people conducting training until they have learnt on the job, so to speak. Then they usually perform their role adequately after 3 months. However, I've had to terminate a few people who had for various reasons, have just fallen short of the mark.
Yes, the 3-month trial period is very necessary to evaluate if they have the potential to perform their role competently. Carolyn, would you have a spare 5 minutes to briefly discuss our sustainability policy we're about to implement?
Yeah, sure, Paul. I'm always interested in any company policy, especially ones that concern my department these days.
Thank you, Carolyn. I know how busy you are, so I'll keep this brief. Our vision is to sustain our environment by minimising waste, recycling where possible, and reducing emissions. Our goals will involve best practice to ensure compliance in environmental performance and sustainability, meeting state, Commonwealth and international laws and regulations such as ISO 14001. We are planning to implement a lean business model across all the various departmental IAJ systems.
Okay. Well, I've got a few questions. Given my workload, I really have to ask, are those goals going to be specific and achievable? And, can you tell me what I'll need to do if we implement this?
Well, in regards to your department, I'd like to start with the implementation of eco-driving strategies. We can reduce our fuel consumption by up to 27%. Eco-driving entails smooth driving, vehicle maintenance, increased tyre pressure, more efficient trip planning, reduction in wind drag caused by poor loading in racks, etc. I'll detail this more in an email to give you more scope into this strategy.
Okay, well look, Paul, that sounds absolutely great in theory, but again, on the ground, how do you actually plan to implement this? And I guess, what support will you provide to me to achieve these desired results?
Well, Carolyn, let me first assure you that we are not just dropping you in the deep end with this policy. You'll be receiving an adequate amount of support in all facets of the policy. I'm also personally taking a lead role in the policy and will be available if you need my help or support. We will start with identifying government funding or incentives for energy and water saving projects. We will be conducting training and performance management for staff, and this will be ongoing. Periodic KPI measuring and monitoring to identify issues and targets to improve performance will also be ongoing. Also critical is fostering a culture of leadership and employee encouragement to actively engage in their respective roles in the Sustainable Practices Policy.
Okay, well, look, I think, Paul, I really like what you're saying, and you've got me, but, I feel that we're really going to encounter some resistance to this change by some of our employees who just really, quite frankly, are going to see it as unnecessary work incurred. So how will we combat that, and what will my role entail in terms of the implementation of the policy?
Well, I've appealed directly to Tommy for encouraged driver cooperation with the eco-driving strategies advised with a dollar-based achievable objective achieved with a reduction of fuel consumption by 15%. We will communicate this via notice boards, company meetings, email and an eco-driver checklist. Willie is also in agreement with this strategy. Your role will be to select various team leaders, champions and conduct regular training sessions. You will need to ensure all employees are well versed in the new procedures of the policy. You are authorised to reward can-do employee attitudes with company social activities to create company camaraderie.
Okay, Paul. Well, wow, that's very detailed, and it seems to me that you've really thought through how I might be able to deal with those naysayers. And I actually think it's all very doable. So What time frame are we looking at though before we have to start implementation?
Well, we will begin initial implementation in 2 weeks, whilst things like upgrade to energy efficient vehicles will have a longer lead time. I'm working with procurement and purchasing in regards to sourcing a deal best suited to us. I would also appreciate your always valued continued input and feedback into these important decisions.
Well, thanks for the opportunity for the input, Paul. That's really great. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the understanding that you have of my concerns and how you've thought how you're going to take those into account in this implementation.
Well, thank you, Carolyn, and I look forward to working closely with you to successfully implement this policy. We'll have regular monthly meetings with all relevant stakeholders to ensure our direction is on track. I'll let you get back to work now, and thank you again for your time.
Oh, thank you, Paul. This has actually been a very positive conversation, and I'm already starting to think about some of those strategies that you've got, and I look forward to working with you on them too. So talk soon.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.